Hello and welcome back to another video, and today it is my National League predictions for the 2019-2020 season. So make sure you leave a like on the video. Let me know your predictions down in the comments below. I'm sure you'll disagree with my ones as well. And subscribe if you haven't already. Road to 5k is well and truly underway. And yeah, let's get into the predictions. So I say this before every prediction I make. I usually get them all wrong, so don't get too offended. I'm sure you disagree with me. Obviously, I don't know a massive amount about the teams that have come up. So, yeah. First off, in last position, I'm sorry to do this, but I'm going to have to put Chorley. I don't know too much about the club. I know they challenged Stockport, but I didn't think the National League North was that strong last year. They've made some okay signings, Holroyd, but they haven't made major changes, which could be a good thing. But I did think they probably need a little bit more quality in that side, and I probably don't think, I don't think they will finish bottom. It will probably be the team that has a lot of financial troubles that will probably finish bottom, and loads of managerial changes, but you can't really predict that, and that's how it's so hard to predict in the National League, because there's so many things you can't account for at the start of the season. But unfortunately, I've got to put Chorley bottom. In 23rd, I think I've got to put Maidenhead. They've really been treading water for the last couple of seasons because of their budget. And the only reason they've kind of been able to stay up is because of Alan Devonshire, who brings in some quality players for the budget they have and is an incredible manager for what he is doing at Maidenhead. But I think this is the season where Maidenhead unfortunately pushed the panic button, maybe have a few bad results, and then sack Devonshire, and that's not going to go well. They have added a little bit of quality, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe this is the season where Maidenhead unfortunately slipped down back into the National League South. In 22nd, I've got Halifax. This is not because of what happened in March, but yeah, they've had a weird summer. They haven't signed many players, but Fullerton resigned only weeks before the season. I don't think that's going to be good for their season. I think they've had 2 years. They came out with Ebbsfleet, and they've had just pretty standard years. In their first year, they were kind of close to getting relegated, but Fullerton came in and saved them. But you know, they've kind of just drawn mid-table games, and I think they've put themselves at risk with I don't know who's going to come in, but they've got a tough job in their hands to do well with Halifax. But I do think Halifax are going to get relegated. In 21st, we've got Boreham Wood. This is another side. They were really close. Obviously, Luke Gerrard and had an incredible season where they got into the playoffs, but last season they were dreadful, and they were nearly relegated. And I think this will be the season that, again, I think they'll press the panic button, Gerrard will get sacked and they'll struggle. I think they've got some okay players, but I don't know what sort of the plan is for Boreham Wood. I just think that this isn't going to be a great year for Boreham Wood and going to get relegated. In 20th, just staying up, is Sutton. Sutton this is a tough one to put Sutton there. Obviously, they've had incredible years across, but this is obviously with Paul Doswell and the organisation that provides. I don't know the new manager too well, and I haven't really looked into the transfers that much. But I just think that Sutton this year are going to struggle without Doswell and without that sort of organisational leader and that kind of stuff. Easily, I think Sutton could prove me wrong and finish high at the table and do an incredible year like they've done previously. But I just think this is going to be a poor season for Sutton, and they're going to struggle. In 19th, you can't call me biased, I have put Ebbsfleet in 19th. Easily, I think we could finish higher. We've built a squad of 14 players at the moment. Built a squad that is very experienced for this level. And I'm very impressed with that, considering the budget has been reduced by 50 to 60%. The problem is there are players on big contracts and there are players on smaller contracts. Is that going to create a divide? I'm not too sure. And also the fact that obviously the off-field troubles. If the off-field troubles are minimised and you don't hear much about them, I think Ebbsfleet could easily finish mid-table or finish higher with the squad we've got. Obviously, it's going to be hard to see how the new players are going to gel, so that's obviously a big risk. But yeah, I think we could finish higher. We could easily finish in 19th, but I'm going to put Ebbsfleet in 19th. In 18th position, we have Woking. Woking, of course, coming up with the National League South last season. I think they've got a really good manager. Got his name, but the Geordie guy. I think they've done really well to challenge Woking, challenge Torquay with a sort of a much smaller budget and obviously a bit of a smaller club as well. But yeah, they've done really well last season. I think they obviously they showed great character to win the playoffs the way they did against Wiltstone, to come back there and win 3-2, which was incredible. But I think if they brought some decent players, they've kept their squad together, and I think they're going to stay up. In 17th position, I've got Notts County. I'm not going to make the mistake of putting EFL clubs higher this season, especially with what's gone on with the two EFL clubs come down. People have put Notts County to get relegated again, but I don't think that will happen. I think that someone's got to buy this club, and someone's got to save it. And I think there's got to be this has got to be so massive at Notts County. Like, I think with Leyton Orient, obviously they were struggling, and Justin Eddy were coming. I think Notts County have that capability to do that and bring in someone of that talent to come and save them. If Alan Hardy gets out of the club, the longer Alan Hardy stays there, the more trouble that's going to start continue for Notts County. And I think they are going to have a tough season. It's going to be a bit of a pretty depressing season. But I think for Notts County, they'll realise that looking at Chesterfield, looking at Leyton Orient, you know, it can be done. You can bounce back and come back stronger than you were before, and then probably do better in League Two. Look at Tranmere, for example. In 16th place, got Yeovil. I don't know too much about Yeovil, but again, they haven't had a smooth summer, which relegated season usually aren't. They've gotten a new manager. Don't know too much about him. But yeah, I think they haven't signed, incredible players. And yeah, I think it'll be the EFL curse again. They'll struggle and then probably have a bit of an upturn in the later start of the season. 15th position, we've got Aldershot. Obviously, you got Repleve last season. They should really be playing in the National League South if it wasn't for Gateshead. But they've had Danny Seal. They've had some interesting and young signings, but obviously how that squad will gel is still yet to be seen. Obviously, they struggled last year with having to replace a lot of their players who got them into the playoffs previous season. But yeah, the experience of Danny Seal is going to be questioned. Obviously, he's got much higher pressure now at Aldershot, but I think he'll have a good year. 15th position for Aldershot is a great year considering they were nearly relegated last season. But yeah, 15th for Aldershot. In 14th position, we've got Stockport County. Won the National League North last season in dramatic fashion, which was an incredible title race, may I say. And obviously, the Stockport will be hoping, Stockport fans probably hoping that they maybe finish higher than 14th. Like FC, going for the playoffs again and go for a double promotion. Maybe like Torquay as well. But I'm going to put Torquay in Stockport in 14th. They've kept the majority of their squad together. They've added a few new additions, but the league is so open this year, they could easily finish higher. They've got the experience, they've got the fan base, but I just think that 14th position for their first season back in the National League will be a decent season for them. In 13th, we've got Dover, and I think Dover fans may be expecting a little bit higher there. Andy Hessenthaler doing an incredible job from where Dover were, from nearly getting relegated to comfortably finish mid-table and much, much higher. But I do think this will be the standard year for Dover. I don't see them getting into the playoffs. That famous last words. But yeah, they've signed. I think they've signed some decent players over the summer, but no one to really go crazy about. But Andy Hessenthaler is an experienced manager, and he really likes Dover, so I think he can easily get them higher up the table. In 12th, we've got Torquay United. Again, a club that probably think they should finish higher. Gary Johnson has built a really, really good squad. But how that squad will cope in the National League is still yet to be seen. So that's maybe why I've put them in 12th. Same with Stockport. Signed some decent players, but with the experience of Gary Johnson, you have to put them in a very good position. And they could easily maybe sneak into those playoffs. 11th, I've gone for Dagenham. I think maybe I question my decision on this one. Dagenham, Peter Wright and the new owners, they've signed some okay players, but I think, when they've got the new owners and the money they've got, you think they'd go after more and lower the ticket price and stuff like that. But they haven't really done anything. Again, famous last words. But I don't know. I don't think Peter Taylor, I don't know if he's going to do incredibly well with Dagenham, or the goal is to get them back into the EFL. I don't know when that's going to happen or whatever. In 10th, we've got Barrow. I think Ian Everett is doing a really stellar job with Barrow. Obviously, had a few sort of relegation battles over the years, but pushing them up the table. Again, another solid year for them. I don't think they're going to get too close to the playoffs, but they've got a decent side up there, and they're bringing pride to Barrow and the supporters that make those long trips across the country. So 10th position for Barrow is very, very decent. In 9th position, we've got Eastleigh. This is a tough one, obviously. Teams that have got into the playoffs and the next season they've done really worse. But I think Eastleigh could go two ways. I think they could maybe go in there again, or could really slip down the table. Look at Boreham Wood, for example. But I think Eastleigh are going to do all right. They've got 9th. They've signed some Decent players. I think Jack Payne for them is going to be a crucial player in the midfield. They also lost Paul McCallum and their other winger as well. They're both massive amount of their sides. I think they're going to struggle without them. I haven't seen who they replaced up front. But yeah, I still think they're going to have a decent year. And they'll be reasonably close towards those playoffs. In 8th position, we've got Bromley. Bromley have had an incredible summer, or incredible start to the summer. They haven't really made too many signings. Cheek is a crucial player for them for their goals. With the quality of Luke Colson, Chris Bush at the back, they've really signed some good players in there. But again, I just don't think it's going to be enough to get them in the playoffs. I think Neil Smith's a good manager. But again, I think it's going to be one of those seasons that are a little bit disappointing in the end. But again, this league is so open, it's so hard to predict. I just think Bromley will finish in 8th. In 7th position, we've got Harrogate. Again, they've built well. I think they've signed that player from Notts County, John Stead. I don't know what sort of contract he's on. That was a bit weird. I don't know how he's going to do. That's going to be one of the sort of the stars of non-league this year. Obviously on a big contract. They've added a few things to their stadium as well. But again, I think they're going to confirm another playoff position. They've got a decent manager. And I think they're going to do another good season. In 6th position, I've got Barnet. I think people have really underestimated Barnet this year. But I think Barnet are going to do well. I think Darren Curry is a good manager. People have put Barnet in 15th, 16th, and I think that's pretty harsh. I think Barnet are going to do well this season. Obviously, they don't get huge attendances at the Hive due to because of TK. And obviously, it's not actually in Barnet. But I do think Barnet are going to do well and finish in 6th. I think they've got some real quality players. They've signed some okay players over the summer as well, but I think Darren Curry is going to get the most out of this Barnet side and get them into the playoffs. In 5th position, we've got Hartlepool. Hartlepool have really disappointed over the last 2 seasons, especially last season. Obviously, what Leighton Orient done, obviously came down and got promoted again. Hartlepool couldn't match that, especially with their new owner as well. I think this could be the year for Hartlepool. They're going to do well. They've signed a good young goalkeeper from Braintree, and they've built a nice squad together. I think they've got an okay manager. And I think this is going to be a season that Hartlepool are going to do well. And you never know what can happen in those playoffs. I think Hartlepool can do a decent job. In 4th position, we've got Wrexham. Wrexham, again. Wrexham are so hard to predict. I don't really rate Brian Hughes as a manager. He didn't do great at the end of last season. Again, decent players through the summer. But Wrexham is one of the hardest clubs to predict. But I do think Wrexham are going to have a decent year. 4th position. Who knows what's happened in those playoffs. You know what happened last year with Eastleigh, but yeah, I don't think they're going to get to the top 3 either. In 3rd position, we've got Solihull Moors. I do think this is a tough one for Solihull Moors. I don't know how Tim Flower's going to deal with the pressure of bringing in these players. They've got McCullum, they've brought in some good players. But yeah, the pressure's going to be on for Solihull Moors. The first time really ever they've sort of maybe the fans and supporters are expecting them to get into the playoffs, which is a big ask from just trying to stay up. So how Flower's going to deal with that pressure, I think he's going to deal with it well. I think they've got a good squad. But I don't think they'll win the playoffs in the end. In 2nd position, we've got Chesterfield. Yeah, I think Sheridan has built a real nice squad together there. And he's got the fan base back on side, which was massive for them. And yeah, some good signings over the summer. And yeah, I think it's just about keeping the squad together and getting that gel together like Justin Edinburgh did. He didn't sign overly massive players to that squad and massive changes. He kept the majority of the squad together that had a poor season the season before, and then went up. But I don't think Sheffield will have enough to win the league. I think they'll have a real tight race with Fylde, who I've put in 1st. And then this is the season for Fylde. Obviously, won the FA Trophy last season. They've kept Danny Rowe, which is, again, incredible. He really should be playing higher, but I'm sure he's on a big contract at Fylde. But yeah, really impressed by Fylde when I saw him FA Trophy. Played really well. And obviously disappointed not to go up in the end. But they've made some good signings. Obviously signed the winger from Eastleigh who got so many assists last season. And again, they do have a really good squad together. I think this is going to be a season Challenger is going to build the squad together, put them together, and get the National League title. So that is my National League predictions. Let me know your predictions. Let me know why I'm an idiot, stupid for some of my decisions. I'm sure you'll disagree with me on some of them. Let me know where you can put absolute. Let me know where you're going to maybe put the whole table out. I want to see what you guys' predictions, and you can look back in next May and just go, bloody hell, how wrong was I? So yeah, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you later. See you later.